You kind of mentioned your frustrations. Can you kind of reiterate just specifically what did the commissioner tell y'all that
Well,
made y'all believe?
he did not tell us anything, that would said that he was not going to take that action. By law, he had to take an action. We were hoping that he'd take the less disruptive action because this is going to cause a little chaos in our community.
And what can you tell parents specifically who, of course, you mentioned the takeover from Houston ISD and all that kind of stuff. It's a little scary to hear that Beaumont is going through the same thing. What kind of relief can you give to parents right now?
Well, I think parents engage with your students and with your school. And if you do that, things are going to work out. I mean, you got to stay engaged with your child's education because it's important. Every parent in BISD should be ready and available for their student. And sometimes we don't get that, but hopefully this will happen.
And from my understanding, the last time that the commissioner had come to Beaumont was for those tours of the schools and stuff like that. Now looking back to that moment, what are you thinking now? Do you think that he didn't really see exactly what y'all were doing here, or what exactly?
I think some of that was taken into account, but I think he did get a good snapshot on the things that we do here and the challenges that we have. Every school district has challenges, but ours are kind of unique to an extent that 90% of our students are in the low socioeconomic realm, and I hesitate to say don't value education, but you need an education in everything that you do. Regardless to what it is you aspire to be, got to have an education. We need our parents and our students to take that education seriously. Because we are doing everything we can. We've started all these new programs. We've purchased new programs. We took the pouches, the phones out of kids' hands. So we're moving in the direction of success. And I think, as Mr. Dunn said, you're going to see the results at the end of the year on the next test.
So then, if you believe that he was able to see what you guys were doing, why do you think he ended up making the decision?
He may have looked at data. Data can be deceptive. People say numbers don't lie, but data can be deceptive when you look at it and not dig down into that data. Raw numbers are raw numbers. You can just easily say that we're not educating kids, but then there's second and third order effects on how you get this done.
So you think he just saw the numbers and made the
No,
decision through that?
I didn't say that. I said I don't know what he used, with the exception of fail price, 5 years failing. He had to do something with that school by state law.
Yeah, and I heard your question earlier, so I want to make sure you understand that he had to do one of two things.
Yeah.
The two choices were closed fail price or takeover,
The district.
or state takeover. So he had to, he didn't have any other choice. It had to be one of those two.
Yeah.
So y'all would have wished it to just have been closing.
Yeah, implement the closing of the school. The district would continue to go forward. And we were going to shift those students to other schools so that they can take them in and not be overcrowded. So we have a plan, or shall I say we had a plan. And I thought that we'd done a good job articulating in him when we met him in September. So.
Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
No, again, parents be involved with your children's education. Teachers keep on teaching. Principals keep on leading. And Dr. Allen's cabinet need to keep on doing what they're supposed to do. We can't stop the education process because of this situation. We have to go forward.
Well, disappointing, yes, but I can't be completely surprised. We knew that it was something that was looming. We just were just kind of waiting to see, which is always uncomfortable because the suspense is frustrating. So we knew it was a possibility, and I think, maybe the community can breathe a sigh of relief now that we have a decision and we know that there is a path forward.
So, there was, the thought of possible another takeover. Did any members think that it would really happen again a second time?
I think that once again, we knew it was a strong possibility just because of the current state of affairs across the state when it comes to education. So we knew it was a possibility, definitely, and that's why at this point, it's an accountability rating, and we didn't make the cut. And so what do we do from there? We give the next group of individuals the opportunity to make the cut. We work as hard as we can alongside those individuals if we're allowed to, and we ask the community to step up. Parents, teachers, community members, churches, chambers of commerce, you name it, industry, we need you to step up. And not that they haven't been, but now it's critical or beyond critical. And so now more than ever, we just need people to step up because this next group is going to need support. This group of 8 worked really hard. We were very diligent and intentional in our approach to remediate our campuses, and it didn't happen. But, now we know what the problem is, so to speak. The state figures that they have a remedy, so they can bring their remedy in, and we'll work alongside them, and we'll make the best for our community, but everybody has to step up.
Absolutely. And so Dr. Shannon Allen said that she believes that if she had more time, changes would have been able to happen there. And so you've just mentioned that whenever the new folks come in, that you want to be able to help and advise them make those choices. What do you feel you would be able to help advise them with, whether that would be different initiatives, different challenges, or just filling them in on the challenges they could face?
Well, obviously they'll have their own set of directives to follow and a framework to work within. But if I can be a sounding board, just because I am very active in the community, I do work every day with our youth, especially our at-risk population. So if I can be a sounding board, a volunteer, if I can do, whatever I can do to be of assistance. If there's a question board procedure that they may need help with, I'm willing to do it. But just like I'm willing to step up, I'm just going to reiterate this: the community has to step up. Parents have to step up. Students have to want it more. The city needs to get involved more. The county needs, like every governmental entity that touches this district is going to be impacted by this decision. So everyone has to step up. Realtors, Chamber of Commerce, and this is not me calling people out. We just need your help more now than ever because we can't assume that this is a magic pill. It's just a new set of leaders that will come in and work within a different framework. They will need the support from the community, so it's imperative that that happens.
How do you believe community support can help during a time like this?
Well, we are in a situation, like Dr. Allen said, where a lot of our kids are, live at or below poverty. A lot of our kids don't read on reading level, but it's hard to read when you're hungry. And we have a lot of talented people in our community, and if they have the time or resources to pour in, everything matters. Every second spent with a child that you can mentor or get going in the right direction, it matters, and it will be impactful. We have to, as a community, rebuild our community. And I think this is a fresh start and opportunity to do that.
Tell us a little bit about what your reaction is to the decision the state made.
I think we're all devastated. We love our school, we love our community, and we've worked really hard to move forward. But the problems become that those changes are incremental and they're very slow. It's kind of like a very slow wave that takes weeks and weeks and weeks to move inland. So we work hard, but we don't see the progress for years. And the real problem, the big frustration for us is that we have not had control of Feld Price, which is the school that is causing this. Since the pandemic, we have had other partners who are sanctioned by the state, and the state said, use these people, they'll fix everything. And they not only have not fixed it, but then we're taking the hit for not having it fixed.
Of course, and then the superintendent mentioned again all that you guys have done throughout the 5 years to try to make things work in order to improve those scores. Can you kind of explain why exactly all that work just did not ended up to this?
Many of our families do not understand the importance of literacy, and so children are not read to. They come to school with very small vocabularies, which makes reading extremely difficult, and then the children don't go home and have somebody who reads with them. And while I remember reading with a kindergartner, and it is boring and it does take time, it is one of the most critical things we can do to have our kids ready to be successful in school.
Kind of tell us a little bit about what your feelings are towards the decision today.
I'm very disappointed. I wish we had a different outcome today. I wanted to work harder. I wanted to work some more. I wanted to do more. Being a new trustee on here, I was learning so much, but raring to do more and to work more even with our staff. And they were doing such a great job, and they still are. They won't stop. They will not stop. I just want to be a part of that because I knew it was coming. Success was coming. I know it was, simply because we've already gotten rid of MLK. Fell price we just got back, but working hard to get those up. So I knew that was coming. I know success was coming.
How long had you been on the board?
Since May.
Since May. Okay. Well, I'm so sorry about that. Is there
For the short tenure.
Is there anything that you'd like to say? That maybe
Staff, students, parents, community, let's work together. Let's all be in all year together. Work at home, parents, with your children. Students work at home very hard, work at school very hard. Be there on time, get there on time, stay there all day. Work hard. Teachers, keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Staff, principals, thank you.
And we'll jump right into it. Commissioner, the announcement, of course, was made today that there's going to be an appointment of a new board of managers as well as a conservator. And for those who don't know what that means, briefly, what does this mean for the district?
Yeah, it's a great question. So a board of managers is required under state law if there is a situation of chronic academic failure. So if a campus fails, gets an F rating 5 years in a row, the Commissioner of Education is required to intervene and either order the closure of that campus or install a board of manager for the whole district. In Beaumont ISD, you have two different campuses that reached 5 years of chronic F status, but you actually have well over half the district that is a D or F campus, and only about 30% of kids that are on grade level. So it's really a systematic inability to support effective academics. A board of managers is essentially a replacement of the elected board of trustees. So a board of managers has the same power and duty as a board of trustees, but it is essentially a new leadership team that comes in. So we have posted on our website an application for citizens from Beaumont that if they we're looking for people of character and integrity, people who believe that all children can learn and achieve when we, the adults, get our act together in terms of the supports that we need to provide, and people who are really servant leaders that recognize that they're going to be on that board to serve the kids, not the other way around. Ultimately, once we select those individuals to be on the board of managers, then they will become the new governing body for Beaumont ISD.
Now, a lot of this is going to take some time, but there should be some immediate changes, I would imagine, that students, staff, families will notice between now and the appointment of the new leadership, particularly of interest to the low performing campuses. What should people look for the soonest? What changes will they see sooner?
That is a good question. And actually, we hope to try to communicate directly with parents pretty soon through the district. But I think it's actually the opposite of that. People should not, nothing is changing today. Today, we're announcing our intention of installing a board of managers. So the local school board, local leadership, administrative leadership team will just continue doing their best to lead the school district. So I would not anticipate any sort of significant or radical changes. There may be some changes, but they would be whatever changes that the current local leadership chooses. The changes, I think, would begin after the new board of managers is placed from that point. So I think to some extent that would start to affect the schools in the new school year. This would be the 26-27 school year would be where one might start to see changes in curriculum or master schedule or the way that teachers are supported. Those kinds of things would start after the board of managers takes effect.
Now, of course, this would depend on when those changes take place, but what commitments will the TEA take to maintain continuity of education? Because if you have one leader starting the school year and a different leader toward the end, that could cause some concern.
It's a good question. I will say that there is leadership turnover that happens in school districts periodically. This is, you can imagine that voters elect a new slate of board trustees. That happens from time to time. And trustees sometimes replace superintendents. This happens. So this shift of leadership is not unusual. It's something we're very used to in public education. So the goal is to make sure that kids have access to good schools, that parents know what to expect, that kids get the support that they need to be successful in schools, and that next year is better than last year. This is functionally the goal. So um, uh, the there will be changes, to be sure. We need to see changes in terms of how we support students in Beaumont so that we can help them to achieve higher and higher levels of academic success. But in the near term, most of the plans will be for the next school year.
Okay, and I think that answers a good question about the timeline. That's definitely, and I would be on my mind if my student was in the school. Are there any other benchmarks in timeline we should look for?
Well, the the reason that this intervention is occurring is because of really significant long-term, multi-year levels of academic challenge. And so our overarching goal is no more multi-year failing campuses, period. Ideally, no more failing campuses at all. Although sometimes it's difficult. We live in a real world. You can imagine having an off year in just one school, but the goal is that the schools district as a whole, the way that it provides support to principals and teachers, enables them to be successful, to address challenges, to ensure there's a disciplined environment for kids, to ensure there's a loving environment in each campus, and to ensure there's rigorous academics, that kids are learning how to read, write, and do math and do it well, learning history and science and the arts, becoming the best versions of themselves.
So along this path, there's going to be some benchmarks, some metrics that the school district has to meet. Can you kind of
Yeah,
give
so
us
that
an overall picture of what that'll look like?
so every year we will evaluate the campus's academic performance on an A through F rating scale. Those ratings come out generally in the fall, let's say called the August timeframe. The school district itself will have some interim benchmarks along the way that the administration will report to the to the board of managers, and those all happen in public meetings. So, but predominantly what I'm going to be looking at from my lens is, are there any multi-year failing campuses in the district? The goal is that needs to be zero. We want to see no more multi-year failing campuses in Beaumont.
Now, parents, I'm sure will have a lot of questions that I can't even imagine at this point. What is the plan for TEA to ensure transparency and so that the community is informed?
So we will have a community meeting soon in Beaumont, organize it. We also will have a communication going out to the parents of Beaumont through the district. We want to try to be as transparent as possible in this process. We have a web page on our website that's devoted to the Beaumont ISD Board of Managers that shows what the process is, how long this takes, what can be expected after the Board of Managers, how long the Board of Managers might be in place. Our goal is to make this leadership change, make the positive improvements to the campuses as quickly as possible, and then return back to the elected Board of Trustees when those changes have been finished.
Now, I understand that leading up to this, that the district didn't turn in a proper appeal for some of this. And for someone who, like myself, who doesn't know how the process works, what action should the district have taken before now but didn't?
Oh, yeah, I think you're talking about appealing the individual academic ratings.
Yes.
I would say that's actually less important because that's really about appealing whether or not we calculated the ratings correctly. What does happen is that if the district disagrees with my decision, there's an informal appeal that they can hold. We will do that within the next 30 days. And of course, if they want to, they can sue us. So that's to try to use as an expedited appeal process if they think that what we've done is inconsistent with statute.
Is there something else that's very important for folks to know?
Well, I think just from a moral perspective, we owe it to our children to give them the absolute best experience that we can. And I'm not just commissioner of education, I'm a dad. I've got 4 kids in school. I want for the kids of Beaumont what I want for my own kids. I want them to gain access to a great education from skilled teachers using rigorous curriculum, and that's what we are attempting to support in with this change in Beaumont to the extent possible. For the people that are in Beaumont, we have a lot of very great educators, very hardworking teachers and principals. Even again, I want to say thank you to the hard work of the leadership team in there, but ultimately this change is necessary to try to provide sort of a new holistic leadership environment to support our schools and our kids in the district.